Welcome, friends. I'm so glad you're here. This is day 3 of our very fun seascape. So I'm glad to see you. And this is the supplies that I had asked you to gather from our video 2 days ago, our intro video. And we did work on a 3-inch tile, 3.5 or 4. And I had asked you to cut out some cream or white paper, 8 by 8 or 20 centimeters. You will need scrap paper again today and your usual supplies. I've also gathered a couple fun things that I know I might need when I need a little energy or when I need to pause and think. I have a piece of chocolate handy. I hope you've got one too, or could grab one. And keep your willing open heart. This will be fun together. Tomorrow we're going to work on our shell. So if you have been able to gather one, please do so. If not, I'm sure you'll enjoy the video. So our Sea-cret today is based on this fun pattern that we did together, and we have only gotten a few things done, but this is where we're going. I had also asked you when you cut your 8 by 8 if you would please hang on to this small piece of paper that was left, or a piece of paper that might be of the same weight as the cardstock that you're currently using, because if you decide to do color toward the end or at the end, this is the same kind of paper, and so you'll be able to test colors and see if you really like them. So this is how far we got yesterday. We did our Sea-cret, we did our fun squid, we put our wheel in, and we also added this very fun flux and anti-dots pattern. Today we're moseying on, and we're going to work with our Muka, which is a headquarters pattern. Muka, I just love Muka, and I hope you will too if you don't already know it. You're welcome to put it wherever you want. I'm probably going to put mine in this region here, like a whole fun thing of Muka. And this is how it looks. So I'm going to draw a longish stick, an arc into almost a tight loop, but leaving a little opening, as you can tell. And then I mirror or aura down the side. So that's what Muka looks like. I'm going to make a whole bunch of them in this region here. So I'm going to create some lines for my Muka to be on. Not that I'll use them, they're pencil, as you can see. And then I'm going to come along here and make some Muka, some of them going one direction. And some will go the other direction. All sizes and shapes, because I want them to feel like they're kind of flowing in the underwater current. Pretty full right there. For now, I think I will leave that, although maybe I'll add a little fescue. Remember yesterday we used fescue along here? All that is a stick. Fescue is a stick with a little knob at the top. So I'm going to add some fescue into this region. And it'll kind of have the illusion, which is what this whole thing is, of being part of the Muka field. Very nice. Okay, I want to add some angelfish, and I'm going to do it in this region here. This is what angelfish looks like. It's by Marizan Van Beek from South Africa. So I'm going to start with a half circle, kind of like we do if you've ever done Zentangle and Crescent Moon. Half circle. And then I'm going to bring a long, kind of a wavy line that will remind you somewhat of that fescue along here. Do another one here, right out of the middle. Another one here. And maybe a couple more. Now I'm going to tie them together. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go under and over. Under and over. Under, over, under, and over. Isn't that the sweetest pattern? I do like to come along in each section and mirror aura a secondary line. But you don't have to do that, but I just like the look of it. Isn't that pretty? So you can make that angelfish if you like. And as I said, I'm going to make several, like this is a field of them down here. I'm going to start, maybe I'll start down here with a couple of them. A whole field. Darken them. Take your time with this. Pause me if you'd like to, so that you can really take your time and zen. Kind of going down a hill on that one. I like that idea. Kind of a sand hill. So now I'm going to make my wavy stick with my ball at the top. One next to it. One in next direction. Now you can make them ramrod straight, or you can put it on a bit of a curve like I have. And that's your personal call. You could also, you don't have to have even numbers like I am here. I just like that look. A lot of variations in Zentangle, and that is the fun of it, I think, don't you? There's another. And my final one. Then I'm going to go ahead and put that secondary line in, aura-ing my first. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. Let's do it again. Wavy line to begin. Another. Angle off the other direction. And I have room for another here. I actually look like I want to add another over on this side too. And then under and over, under and over. Start under and on top, start underneath and on top. And then add those auras to either side of each one of your angelfish. Isn't she cute? Of course you can add more, you know. It's your call. It's your project. Or kind of a wavy one there. And another. This one's going to bump into this here, which is quite cool, I think. Natural under the sea, isn't it? Just means you have to do a little more lifting of your pen in that area. Under, over for the top, under, over, under, over, under, totally under. Can't even see it. And then the aura line. How fun. They're so pretty. There's a room for another here. Wavy line. The ball at the top. Again. Another. Looks like I could do another here. And I have a room for another here. And then I start creating the top. Under and over. Under and over. Under, over, under, and over. Beautiful. And now my auras. We will shade this later. We really don't want to do shading now. I want to leave that open. So the next thing I'm going to do is fill in a little bit down here and around here with some clams. Actually, it's called Roxy by Beth Snodderly, and it looks like this. It's kind of a long, looks like a rock to me. How about you? And then I'm going to put like a half moon inside. And sometimes I've seen these with a second line inside. That's an embellishment. And then I'm going to put stacks of them. So that is how you make that Roxy pattern. I'm going to put some in here. Like, here's my example. Look where I put them. I put some down here, and I put some over in here. And so I will start with that, and we will have time for one more pattern after this. Coming along, I'm going to stack some of them. Put some on an angle, which is very normal, I would think, under the sea for clams. Maybe have them run into each other. The more you turn your paper, the more you'll like the angle that they're going to come at. The more natural they will look. I'm going to squeeze one in here and make this one off by itself. Add a few more along the way. What a pretty forgiving pattern, isn't it? I might add a few more in the future, but for now, I think I'll go over to the other side and add some in this region here. Got room for one in there. I will squeeze one in here on mine. Sure hope you send me pictures of what you got going on with this when you finish. And that might be quite enough for today. The last thing I want to do is add a pattern called Rain. and Indirella, and they're both from Headquarters. Indirella, you're going to love this if you don't already know this pattern. Start with a darkened orb, kind of an oblong, and then you're going to do a series of commas that kind of surround that first orb, and they get smaller as they go, and they end up with a dot, dot, dot. And that's going to be some really cool fish. Rain is like this. It's a long stick, and come back with a series of X's, crossing over, and ending kind of like that. Next thing I'm going to do with this is darken in all of those triangles. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it is a practice paper. On the other hand, it is my reference. Now I'm going to go around aura like this. Come up to the top. And off. And that's rain. So I'm using rain in a couple of weird places, and you may choose to use it differently, but I've used one here and here, like it's coming off the side. And then I'm using some of the fish, the Indirella, all over the place. So you could easily change this up. If I were to do it again, I might put it in a different region, but this is what I did that time, and that is what happens with Zentangle. Is you do end up saying, well, I like that, but I like this more. So let's start by adding a few of those fish. Kind of a mini school almost, right? Dot, dot, dot. I'm sure you see the possibilities with this. I think that this one wants the algae on top of the angelfish. And these guys also are interested in the algae. This is so fun. I just love making those angelfish, or the angelfish and the clams, and I love making the Indirella. Use this, it's quite a big school here. I might make more and add more in later, but for now I want to add some of that rain in, which is a pattern, haha. And I want to add some lines for me to use. And this time I'm going to put it through here. Watch. So I make a long stick, and then I come back with half triangles. And as you can see, it's going right through. I will darken this, each of those triangles, and it's my opportunity to maybe square out anything I might not be happy with. And then come behind and do aura. But you know, you don't have to do that aura. I have seen this rain pattern without the aura. It just is black and it looks really cool. Let's add another one here. Maybe on a bit of more of a curve, which means I have to turn my paper. Triangles, back down, and off, darken. I have to lift my pen several times. Isn't that fun? Let's do another one. I love using the good quality paper because it means I just have to tickle it. And if you are squishing your shoulders up around your ears, take a moment and relax, because you really don't need to do that here on this project. I think I'll make another one down here. Turn my paper a bit so you can see it, and my work is more in front of me too. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I especially love that they're running into each other, don't you? Yeah, that's cool. Maybe I'm going to have one up here. Well, I hope you look over this fun work and you think, what else could I do? Add some more things to it. Maybe you'll want to add a couple more of these rain features. So please take a minute and like the video. I hope you do. I hope you subscribe to the channel. And thank you. And I also do want to remind you of Emmy's Zen Friends. I hope you join that group too. I would love to welcome you with other like-minded folk. Thank you. Bye.